Damn, that was very unfortunate for East Coasters. They had it in the beginning, but they kind of just lost the vibes, or they lost the momentum there to just push it through to the end. I think they were just a little bit too focused on that glue.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think that they just dragged the game a little bit too long. As the team, as their enemy side, the draft is more towards the late game, but they dragged the game too long that the lane, the other heroes
When the
all
body
gain
suffers,
their late
your
game powers
team
by
is
hand,
banning.
they do too much damage. But I feel like even though the first game didn't go their way, East Coasters is not pulling any punches the second time around. So we're still excited to see them pulling a comeback for this next game.
But I feel like you can't underestimate Team Exiles because they seem to be showing a trend with this surprise comebacks. Like, this is like the second surprise comeback. Like, they're able to just pull a game out from the jaws of death, and they're just able to bring it back, and with style too. It's just incredible to watch.
Definitely.
It's like
with the last game, both teams did incredibly well, especially with the Selena and the Lunox. However, it's just
your team is
some
banning.
teams have a better team comp for the late game, and the Team EXILE met their late game win condition, and they were able to secure the victory. For this game, I actually expect them to ban the lane on the side of Team East Coasters. What do you think, Sky?
I think Team East Coasters, like, I'm still gonna bring it back to the comment about last game. I think like Team East Coasters just didn't follow through with enough aggression and maybe got a little bit too comfortable towards the mid game. And just like, I feel like they could have had a chance to end it. And hopefully they're gonna do differently this time, and we're gonna be seeing like, it's gonna be they're pretty evenly matched in skill and also mechanics. Players are very talented on both sides.
Definitely. I think this time they should just they're still equally talented.
Your team
and we
is
see
picking.
export locked in on the side of Team EXILE.
Kaja pick, we're seeing the Kaja getting picked, export getting picked, they're not banned. This is gonna be a bloody mess.
Picks on each side. Which hero out of these two do you prefer?
Maybe the X-Borg, I'm saying, because I think like if Kaja tries to use his ult on the X-Borg having that shield, he's just able to get out of it.
Yeah, I feel like in the laning phase, the Export and Kaja, the Export should win against Kaja towards the laning phase. And in terms of late game, it really depends on execution.
Your team is picking.
Keto, another great pick. I'm kind of curious if we're gonna be seeing an Export jungle again.
I'm not so sure actually. I feel like Export jungle worked out really well for Team Sexy yesterday. However, I don't see it as common in upper tier ranked games. So we don't know at this point.
I'm seeing that Eve is still open, Changi is still open. No, Mahilda has been banned. Oh, Hayabusa, that's interesting. Going for a Hayabusa pick early on. I'm wondering if they're gonna take that Eve or they're gonna lock a Selena.
I would have to say...
You should be ashamed.
That was
Your
unexpected.
team
They
is
actually locked
picking.
in Eudora as well as a Roger. I'm really liking this Eudora pick on the side of Team EXILE as well as this Roger pick.
Great pick, but right now on Team EXILE, still lacking a bit of CC.
Yeah, for sure, but they still haven't picked their tanks yet. On the side of Team...
Oh,
Your
I was really
team
hoping to
is
see that
banning.
Johnson pick, man. I love the Johnson crashing into people. It's just so fun. Not fun on the receiving end, but super fun to watch on the opposite side.
I'm thinking what hyper would be good here on the side of Team East Coasters. I think right now they need to ban some of the silent as well as pink heroes.
Your team is banning.
And they banned that City.
Welcome to the greatest
East Coasters
night
having a
Your
lot of
team
great,
is
great
banning.
CC picks so far. Banning that Harley, that's a pretty good choice. Banning the Diggy, after seeing how not well that Diggy did last game, I don't even think that Diggy. Do you think Diggy still deserves a ban?
Yeah, I still think that Digi is a valid ban here, even though the Digi in the last
Do you think
game
Digi still deserves a ban?
Definitely. I still think that Digi is a valid ban in this situation. Even though last game Digi made some mistakes in the early game, getting caught a little bit too much. However, ultimately, towards the late game, Team EXILE met their late game win condition, and that Digi really pulled through.
I hope they're stronger.
Your team is banning.
Room for the lane to go in, so I feel like the Digi is still a valid ban, especially since they have Petito, they have the Kufra, as well as the Kaja.
I think if East Coast secures that, locks down that Eve right now, it'd be a very good pick for their team composition. Or if Team EXILE takes Changi, I think that'd be great. Like a side lane Changi. But actually, no, wait, I take that back. They don't have enough. They don't have enough CC. They don't have enough frontline right now. I think they're gonna need a really strong tank.
I think right now Team EXILE is banning away some of the hyper picks on the side of Team East Coasters. I believe they should.
Among
they
the
actually ban out the
plans
Eve.
exist. Your team is picking.
Eve getting banned, that's a smart ban. But they're picking the Veil. A lot of CC, incredible amount of CC coming from the East Coaster team. Yeah.
I don't actually think they're gonna lock in this Veil though. I feel like they might lock in a Farsa. I'm surprised I haven't seen Farsa use that much this game. Oh, Lilia. Lilia is actually really great here. I have to say Lilia is
It's really good for sustain.
It's really good against this this Eudora as well as this Roger pick.
It's not gonna be easy to burst down.
I would expect them to lock in this Lilia, especially since her
Yeah, I would expect
them to sustain. But they decided to go with the Kagura.
Your team is picking.
Kagura's a pretty good pick here too because it gives them some range. They're kind of lacking in a bit of range right here. So Kagura is a good pick, I feel. But wow, Farsa. Where is she gonna go? Because we already got a Eudora. What is one of them gonna be side laning?
Payback.
I believe
Your
they are
team
gonna
is picking.
draft this Farsa on the side lane. I'm not sure if this is the best idea on side of EXILE. I'm thinking why this Farsa was drafted.
Will this be a terrible mistake on Team EXILE, or will this be something incredible they're gonna show us, opening our eyes to some new type of meta?
That's because they banned out the Atlas and they needed some making damage, AoE damage, coming from this Farsa. So I guess they decided to go with this Farsa instead of another mage like Harus or Esmeralda. And I think this Farsa it actually might work out here, considering on the side of Team East Coast they have this Ranger lock.
The euphony of
Granger, excellent pick on Team East Coaster, giving them that range that they were lacking. But I'm really concerned for Team EXILEs here. They got squishy mage heroes. Even though they deal a lot of damage, they don't seem to have a very strong front line. And not a...
If you think about it, if this Farsa lanes against this Kaja, then Farsa can still win this lane. So it really depends on which side lane Farsa goes to. But there's no way Farsa is gonna go mid lane. So it really depends. Both teams have a pretty even draft, I'd say. I like both teams' draft. It really depends on how they execute this.
I think I'm going to disagree. I think I like East Coast draft much better. I think it's a draft that I feel much more safe and much more used to seeing.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you that East Coasters have a safer draft. For sure.
But EXILE has definitely been pulling out the surprises in all these games, so maybe I'll be surprised and I'll be proven wrong once again.
Here we're seeing this Farsa lane against this Kaja.
Let's see, I'm actually curious. Okay, so it is Farsa in the side lane. That's... I wonder who's gonna win.
On the side lane with Eudora in mid lane. I've tried Farsa on the side lane and it works pretty well, in my honest opinion. And this.
What about defending towers though? First blood. Right here, first blood going to the export. Export just so aggressive, so capable with those early game ganks, early game jungle invade. Securing the first kill for Team EXILEs. First kill for Team EXILEs.
Hylos and Export reacted really fast towards that Kufra going towards the bot lane, and they they punished this Kufra for overextending.
Hylo's doing a great job of just trying to delay the enemy marksman right here.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Hylos going so aggressive in the early game in a while. I haven't seen Hylos getting drafted that much even. But, I mean, Vanguard with his supreme #1 Hylos.
Hylo's still a very great pick for like early jungle invade, I think.
And Hylos did a good job delaying Granger from his red buff. And we're seeing Roger rotating to the bot lane.
Like Team EXILE's playing aggressive from the beginning because since they have Roger as their hyper, they gotta have that aggressive energy in the beginning and not be getting pushed in right from the start. Great teamwork.
And we see this Eudora rotating together with this Hylos, and they're all marching towards this turtle. I think this first turtle might just go to Team EXILE. It seems like Granger is staying a little bit back. Oh,
I think they might be experiencing some sort of lag. There might be some sort of lag. Yeah, it seems. Don't worry, guys. They're gonna fix this problem real quick, and then we're gonna get back to the game soon. So, if you guys haven't liked and subscribed yet, please remember to like and subscribe, and keep supporting Dave so that we're able to host. He's able to host more of these amazing tournaments, and give a big thank you to Dave for hosting these amazing tournaments. For all the hard work with, even though he struggled with that potato computer. Alright, so interesting so far. I like that EXILE is now on the offensive, but it's surprising to see East Coast is now on the defensive because I'm used to seeing them play very aggressive right out the gate. What do you think, Liz?
I think that it just depends on their draft. On the side of East Coasters, this Kagura needs a lot of farm and is pretty item dependent and shows more towards the late game, but same goes with the Farsa draft. However, you have this Eudora, this really strong bursting mage damage. So technically, Team EXILE should win the early game facing this East Coaster. So I think East Coasters is doing decent, trying to drag this game towards late game and giving a little bit more farm onto this Granger.
I think Granger needs to get some kills soon if he wants to start his snowball. And he wants to dominate because Granger really needs that snowball to be able to do that massive amount of damage and just carry that team on his back. So really excited to see what's going to happen here at Turtle. Right here, Roger going in, melting down that turtle. Expo doing a great job at zoning out the enemy. First turtle goes to Team EXILE right here. Great job with Team EXILE. I think they're just gonna back out of this safe now. But the Kagura's going in right here. Oh, he's still gonna survive, but Granger could shoot that shot. Snipes that high-low. Double kill for Granger. Good to be seeing Kush getting these kills right here, starting off the snowball. Will he be able to continue the snowball?
Yeah, that was a perfect retry from Roger. However, Granger really showed his execution on his kills. And I would say that was a pretty even trade, even though Team EXILE got the turtle. They did lose the Silane, they did lose the Farsa as well as the tank. So we see Granger pulling through, getting 2 kills on his team. So I say there's still a lot that can change throughout this game.
Much gold difference. 1 kill to Team EXILE, 2 kills on the East Coaster side, and both kills under Granger's belt. Right here, are we going to be seeing a change? A turn of the tides? Like, will Granger be able to, and his team be able to, like, dominate the jungle and create more map presence? It doesn't seem so. It seems like they're still struggling a bit right here. Getting the lanes cut. Export just doing a very excellent job at the zoning.
Yeah, it seems like they were trying to get down this turret. However, Team East Coast rotated fast enough. They reacted really fast, and they came down to defend this tower. And with this Farsa draft, I like this Farsa draft on the side. Farsa rotates really fast. She can just come down towards the mid lane and defend the lanes. So I actually I'm a big fan of this Farsa draft towards the side lane on the part of the Team EXILE.
Can we get an item check on Granger? Could you explain that, Liz? The 2 teams, they're hypers, where they both have builds.
Both teams' 2 hypers are pretty evenly farmed. it looks like sacrificed his boots and got his first with pocket item, whereas Ranger got the maintenance, which I think is still valid. So both teams are pretty even in gold right now. It does seem like Farsa
Team
is
turret
ahead.
has been destroyed.
And this turtle, it doesn't seem like Team East Coasters is trying to defend this turtle. It seems like they prioritize on taking down this tower, which I think we're doing. If you look at top lane, on Cyberfox, they lost 2 of their top lane towers.
This is only 5 minutes into the game, and East Coasters were already able to take down 2 turrets on the top lane. I think that was a very smart trade right there.
Yeah, I would say that trade would go in favor of Team East Coasters actually. They got turtle and they got tower.
Here, Cooper getting caught out of position, getting flamed down and zapped by that Eudora.
So you can see on the side of EXILE, their team fight is just so
Also
strong.
trying to ult, using that ult, but doesn't get Granger. Granger able to dash out of that one. Good job on Kush. Excellent reactions. Makito going in, trying to punish them for not being able to do the damage they wanted to do. Right here, getting slain.
Team hero has been slain.
Makito slaying that Roger on the enemy team. Good job, Makito. Hyper going down on Team EXILE. That was a great team fight for East Coasters.
Yeah, I would say that was a little bit greedy on part of this Roger. Seeing that there's 2 enemies on this tower, I'd say that tower dive was a little bit of a missed decision on part of this Roger.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
And this gave chance to Team East to take down the bottom lane tower.
Like that East Coasters are able to get back their map presence, being able to like control the map. And right now, I feel like they're setting up for opportunity. Ranger looking to get some kills. Ranger looking to get fed. Granger looking hungry right here. Barca ulting a little bit premature here. Very low, getting caught. Granger using his ultimate. Granger dash 1 HP. Will he be able to survive this? He does survive this. Great escape by Kush on the Granger. Excellent escape. Had me on my toes right there.
Yeah, that was triple escape, and really see this
Export really shouldn't have gone in with that ultimate right there into 4 people. Hylos didn't seem it was gonna help him much, but he lost his life. I feel like that was a mistake right there. He should have just stayed back and played it safe. Good kill.
Pretty closer. However, it does seem like Team East Coasters comes on top as they're able to secure this turtle. Whereas Team EXILE, all the members are pretty low and they have to get back into farming. And they might just get this mid lane tower too.
Push is just dominating it right now on the Granger. Every time I've seen this Granger pick, Granger when he gets a snowball, it's just massive amounts of damage. I feel like Granger users, they need to have very good mechanics to be able to like dash and escape and still keep fighting and dishing out that damage even though they're low. Just staying right out of the position of damage, but right in the distance to be able to deal enemies with the damage.
Yeah, I think the only one on the side of the team I saw that takes down this Granger is this Farsa landing a perfect ultimate, as well as the Eudora camping. So the Granger might be a good problem. And this Hylos lives with 1 HP.
Looking kind of impatient right here, looking like he's really, the man hasn't eaten in 10 days. He's looking hungry. Farsa ulting again a little bit prematurely. Right here, Export looking like he was going to go in and do some damage, deciding to back out. That was a good choice.
It seems like both teams are going just back and forth between each other. However, Team East Coasters are able to get a little bit ahead on their gold. They're just about 2k gold ahead, but you can see how good Barca is at defending this mid tower.
I just noticed this is like man versus animals. This is like the picks of the champions. Who's gonna win? Humans or animals? I feel like right now, Granger, somebody has to call animal, somebody has to call PETA or something. There's animal abuse going on here. Good job right here, taking on that Conro to Team EXILE. Right here, are they gonna be able to engage in another team fight? They don't quite get that enough. They don't quite get enough damage on that Kufra. Kufra's able to recall and go back. right here, Kush is hungry, going, jumping in, getting stunned. But Kush, look at that dash, dashing backwards like a squid, moving so fast right here. Getting clearing that middle minions. And that Hylos does not want to let Kush go. And Kush does not want to let him go either. Kush wants to kill somebody right here. Kufra about to launch in. Kufra launching in. Can't quite see what's happening right now, but right here, yeah. Kush looks like he's ready to kill. He is ready. He was born ready. I'm excited to see.
Like both teams are surrounding around this turtle, around this next lord.
But that was a nice all coming off of Farsa, getting that Kagro, getting the mage on the enemy team.
Definitely, and we're seeing that Farsa damage really coming through.
Farsa just, man, chunking away at that Granger. Oh, holy cow. Oh, Granger getting caught out of position here. Blasted and bursted down. Oof. Good job to Team EXILE. Great job right here. Export initiating in with the ultimate. Doesn't do quite as much damage as I expected, but Eudora opens up on zapping that Conro, but Paquito getting that Eudora right on that. Export with that immortality. He's still alive. Flickering away. Nice flicker. Export survives that fight. This is a good job. I think this is a favorable fight for Team EXILE. They might just be able to secure the first board here.
Yeah, this Eudora really knows his limits. He just marched in towards the turret and shut down the Ranger. This Eudora is playing really well at the moment. I think that Lord was started a little bit earlier than they should have. And Ranger got and Roger gets shut down.
Kush is just able to make it back just in time in the last second on the clock to get that Lord, secure that Lord for his team, the East Coasters. Kagro mentioned that Eudora was still able to kill that Kagro. Amazing damage off of Eudora, even from the grave.
Yeah, I feel like that Lord they started the Lord a little bit too early. They shouldn't have started that Lord. It was
Blue team turret
Roger was missing his HP and they only had 2 men there, so that Lord was not the best decision.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
And it really did chance for East Coasters to come back.
East Coasters definitely making up for their mistakes last game, and this time they're playing with that aggression all the way through. They are pushing with that aggression, pushing the turrets down. They do not want to make the same mistakes that they did last time.
Indeed, and you can see that Granger is right now 1,000 gold Roger, getting a lot more kills, a lot more active presence onto this into team fights compared to this Roger at this moment. We're really seeing that Lord made a huge gave team East Coasters a huge leader.
Tension really amping up here, looking like East Coasters waiting to catch to maybe bait them out, freeze the lanes, try to get a good team fight. They want to end this game. They don't want to slack this time. They're in it to win it. They want to prove themselves right here. They want to show you who's the boss.
They got all the outside turrets on the side of Team East Coasters, and right now all they really need to do is just freeze the lane and have Kufra camp out for the enemies. And on the side of Team EXILE, they need to watch out for their positioning, especially with this Farsa and this Roger.
Kylo's doing a good job checking those bushes for that Kufra, because if Farsa gets caught here, it's gonna be very unfavorable for Team EXILEs.
Absolutely, and Hylos actually, and a couple patches ago at least, Hylos is a good counter.
Servasi pulling that export, great camp on Servasi right there. Getting that kill on export, unsuspectingly walking into that bush to his doom. Good job to Servasi, good job.
See that Kaja damage pulling through towards this late game.
Flying Ostrich Man, so much damage. No wonder this hero's always banned.
And it seems like Team East Coasters is just dominating all towards the jungle, not giving.
Not quite sure why Farsa ulted right there in the bot lane.
I think she was trying to get the red buff, and not let Ranger take the red buff away from this Roger.
I feel like they're just lacking a lot in lacking a lot in frontline.
Yeah, they're lacking a little bit on CC and frontline, but Right now, it's still pretty challenging for Team East Coasters to end the game, considering that Team EXILE has the export and the Farsa pick. So this game right now, both teams need to watch out the positioning and not get caught. And goal differences is not that huge.
I'm hoping that Granger is still able to carry on that same energy he had earlier and that same aggression, same positioning, same like fast reactions and mechanics. Carry on through that advantage they have and push it to the end this time, and not get too comfortable right here. I think.
I think as long as Granger watch out his positioning, and especially watch out for this Farsa ult, then I think Team East Coasters draft towards the late game might stand a little bit on top of Team EXILE.
I think he also has to watch where the Eudora is, have a little bit of patience, wait for his team to engage and see where the enemies are before he goes in and aims his shots.
I feel
Right
like
here, tension building up here around the Lord. What are your comments, Liz?
I feel like both teams are entering their late game power spike, and it seems like Conro is actually doing a lot of damage. So for Granger, he just needs to watch out for Farsa, and that was
prematurely giving East Coasters the window to go in and engage and start this team fight. Hylo's getting punished. Granger getting that kill on Hylo's. Good job. That was a little bit of a mistake on the Farsa side for ulting too early, because then it gave East Coasters the free reign to initiate that team fight. Excellent team fight for East Coasters, securing the board. Great job.
That was a little bit of a defective decision on part of Team EXILE that gave Team East Coasters a chance to get that Lord. You realize in a lot of these gameplays, whenever there's a Lord spawning, the tank and the mage really need to watch out for their positioning. Any man deficit can lead to the enemy side getting a huge advantage. So right now we're seeing that Team at East Coasters drop the next Lord, and right now all they really need to do is freeze the lanes and have the wave push in. And I'd say it might be very hard for Team EXILE to defend this Lord.
I also just like to give a round of applause to this Kufra with those great team fight initiations, like these great engages, landing these great ultimates, these excellent ultimates. Amazing.
We're seeing that both team tank players are really good on Kufra, and they're really good at what they're doing.
Right here, Foe sitting in this bush, ready to catch anybody who's out of position. He's on the prowl. I'm actually quite interested. I'm interested to see what kind of thing that Foe is able to land. Right here, it seems like they aren't able to push that tower. I'm wondering why. Why were they not able to take the tower down even though they had the Lord?
The export as well as the Farsa deals a lot of damage, and also nobody was pushing the bottom lane. It seems like nobody was pushing bottom lane, and Taja got caught by this Farsa, so I think they went a little bit earlier.
I think East Coasters struggling, typically having a difficult time to end the game, but they're really good in the beginning, middle of the game, and they start falling off somewhere towards the middle. What do you think is happening? Why do you think this happened?
Farsa has reached the prime time of her damage. Her damage right now is spiking, and also this export clears the lane so fast that it's very difficult to end this game. I think it might take another Lord for East Coasters to end this game.
What is the win condition here for East Coasters if they want to be able to push all the way through? Right here, another team fight breaking out. Export flaming them with that gun, just roasting them. Doing quite a lot of damage on Galaxy. Galaxy having to recall home. Both doing a good job continuing to keep that map pressure up and checking the bushes. Looking to catch somebody out.
I would say the win condition for East Coasters is to try to catch this Farsa off guard. Try to shut this Farsa down. And then, as well as this Roger, try to get the squishy backlines that does a lot of damage. It might be hard for them to kill this export. However, this Farsa, if they are able to, Taja as well as this Kufra is able to land some beautiful stuns, that might be their win condition. Because for both teams, they have a lot of damage towards the late game. It really depends on the execution of both teams.
East East Coasters just looking like they're just on the edge of glory, but they just can't seem to quite make it over that edge right now. They're just... Seems like they're just struggling to end this game, but EXILE keep making a strong comeback, defending it. I mean, if they get one good team fight here, they might just turn this entire game around. Right here, Koopa landing that on the X-Borg. X-Borg having very good sustains, able to get away from that one. Not very productive exchange going on here, I think. What are your thoughts, Liz?
Thoughts is that the Lord is spawning in 16 seconds. I feel like for Team EXILE, they need to try their best to contest this Lord. However, this Hylos needs to check that bush at least. I don't think this Roger as well as this Farsa should walk into bush without and that Eudora.
Beautiful ultimate ult by Cyberfox that Kaja. You really gotta be careful of bushes when there's a Kaja on the enemy team. Right there. Excellent ult coming from the flying ostrich Bossy.
I feel like on the side of Team EXILE, we have so much more CC that Team EXILE needs to watch out for, and it seems like this Lord is gonna go
Lord.
With Bossy on the Kaja, you guys, you better hide your kids, hide your wife. He's coming and he's gonna take your girlfriend with that ultimate. Yeesh.
With this current Lord, I'd say that they're doing a great job. They're trying to freeze the lanes, and I say this Lord might be hard for Team EXILE to defend it. So we're very likely to see a third game between these two wonderful teams.
I think we're gonna be seeing a third game, so everybody better buckle down and get their popcorn and their snacks and water. Cooper about to launch in, looking like. Oh, Hylos, great timing with that stun, stunning that Koopa. Right here, Green Peter is able to dash out. Farsa, does she still have her ult? I'm not quite sure, I haven't seen it go off yet. But she does have their ult. Green just gonna have to be careful. Peter trying to do some damage, some zoning of this Hylos to try to take down the middle tower. Right here, Green just seems to be chasing that Roger, but I don't think that's a very good decision here when they could just do. Not quite sure about him just chasing this Roger, because I think Roger's able to recall in time. He is.
I think it was a little bit low. He was trying to recall back from their farm, and that's exactly what they're supposed to do right now, because they can't really push any further towards their base. Right now, what Team East Coasters need to do is to retreat in time and get a little bit more, get their HP back and wait for a moment to engage.
I feel like Cooper should probably target the mages instead of targeting that X-Board, even though he's always in the way. Oh, both mages getting knocked out. Mages using the ult not quite doing that much damage right here.
It seems like both teams are, right now, Team EXILE really needs to watch out for their base. And it seems like Team East Coasters is having a very difficult time trying to end the game. And I'd say that their Team East Coasters is playing it very safe, which I really like.
I think Team East Coasters may be making that mistake they made last game. Last game, they were a little bit focusing that glue too much. Right here, Cooper should probably focus more on landing that jump on one of the mages instead of landing it on the X-Board.
I don't have to think that Team East Coasters are making much mistake right now. It's just that with the comp that Team EXILE has, naturally difficult for Team East Coasters to end the game. And I like how Kush is not overextending. They're not being greedy and trying to end the game. Because right now, looking at the time stamp of the game, if Roger gets a 4-minute shutdown, that might just be it. So right now, I think what Team East Coasters need to do is exactly what they're doing, is watch out for the positioning and then try to maybe wait on the board. Really, with that comp, that export, it's very hard to end this game.
You also know, don't sleep on like late game Roger's ability to come back. We've seen in previous games before, Roger, even when doing bad in the early game and mid game, he's able to just pull through with just one great team fight, and he's just able to turn the entire game around. Turn it from the black to white.
And it looks like both teams are decked out on their items. So right now, really at this point of the game, it really depends on the next team fight. Who wins the next team fight, and that might just be the victory.
Both teams have to be very careful here not to make any mistakes to be out of position. One team fight might decide one team's fate.
And
whether we continue on to the third game or this will be the last match. Very intense.
the late game comp,
Very intense.
yeah, definitely. I prefer Team East Coast's comp to the late game with that Kagura, as well as Mito and Kuba. They just have so much to see, and you realize in a lot of team fights, the crowd control makes a huge difference. This next Lord team is really in order to
I think this is playing it cautiously. Good job. I think they just want to secure this Lord, so I don't know if they're gonna really engage in an actual team fight.
They really need to wait for this expert to come. But it seems like he's out of position.
Expert getting out of position, but he flickers out of it. But first, I think this is a bait. This is a trick. He doing that so Expert could ult and they would be caught in this ult. But Kaja, boss coming here again, gonna steal your girl. I'm telling you guys, Kaja's ultimate. Expert getting that kill. Kaja getting that another kill on Eudora. Man, Kaja's after all the kills right now. Roger getting that, finally shutting down the ostrich, okay? Hylos, look at that sustain. A little bit of HP, he's still walking around, but no, he didn't even bother to run away from that one. He knew that this was gonna be his death.
It seems like right now, both teams, that was a pretty even team fight. Both cores are alive, however, I feel like maybe East Coasters are just a little bit ahead, considering they have more opportunities to take this Lord, as Team EXILE need to defend all the waves coming in.
Both junglers are still alive on both teams. Will Roger be able to get this Lord or will push secure this Lord for the team? Right here, they're getting into another clash. It's a 2v3 fight. Going down. 2v3 fight, not very favorable. Oh my gosh, this is a wipeout. Great job from Kush, great job from Kupra. Great teamwork right here. We're gonna be going into a third game. Great. This has been an excellent game. Oh my god, they were not able to stop the inevitable. Didn't even need to take Lord. Victory goes to the East Coasters. We're gonna be seeing a third game right now. Congratulations. Good job to the East Coasters.
Congratulations for East Coasters in coming back, securing the win on the second game. That Granger was absolutely unstoppable towards the late game.
Surprised to see Export just not doing so much damage. I think Export jungle is much better.
I think
What do you think?
Export still did a lot of damage. Look at the stats on the side of Team EXILE. Export did the most damage on part of his team. It's just that Roger didn't have enough space to go in. Looking at the comp that Team East Coasters have, there's just too much crowd control on the part of East Coasters and not giving enough room for this Roger to go in. So I think that was the main problem.
I feel like they were just lacking on CC and frontline heroes. Just having two very like squishy but powerful mages, and also Export doing that AoE damage. They just really needed like more CC, I think.
Yeah, I think the tank might have been the Hylos pick might not have been the best decision. Even though Hylos does counter this Kufra a little bit, but there wasn't enough room for this Roger to go in, and that's what happens a lot of times when you have a lot of CC on the enemy side. So I think that was the main problem for Team EXILE.
Alice might have been a good pick. Oh, but we're gonna pass it back to our lovely, friendly host Dave, that you guys all love, Uncle Dave. He's gonna be taking the mic and telling you guys some wonderful things.
Yeah. Well, amazing cast, by the way. That was a long game, so round of applause for our incredible casters for pulling through. I gotta say, like, I was watching this back and forth, like, when are they gonna actually take down the base? Many lords after. We'll finally see a victory. What a great comeback. Our prediction actually came true. So we are going to go to the game 3. That will determine who will win this entire series and walk home with the winner's bracket semifinals. So with that, we're going to take a short 1-minute break. Do not go anywhere. It's time to share the stream. And we'll see you guys right after this quick break.